So let's start with this one, and hopefully it will let me right here. I'm going to make one up similar, just so that when you do yours, you can. So like this one, let's say it was log 4 of x equals 3. It's done just like this one up here. You're going to use a circular rewrite. So you're going to go 4, sorry, the dog is 4 to the third equals x, like that. So 4 to the third equals x. So always start with your little bitty base to the right-hand side equals the argument. And that's going to be 4 to the third is 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. And that would be our answer. So you're going to do exactly the same thing to these two right here. All right, so I pulled my dog away from the door where she was barking. Hopefully that will help. Okay, so let's look at question 7. And what you have to realize is if we have log and there's no base written, it is a 10. This is the common logarithm. So the base is a 10, and we just don't write it because it is base 10 and our number system is base 10. So if we see one without the base written and it's log, that base is 10. Now if it's ln, the base that is not written is an e. Okay, but if it's log with no base written, that's 10. So here, let's pull this together. And I noticed that you were having trouble with the ones that had a minus sign in between. So what we have to do when we pull this together into a logarithm is if there's a minus sign, it changes into a single log with division. So this one that's in front becomes the top, x plus 4. And the thing that has the negative in front of the log becomes the bottom. Its argument does, x plus 2. And so let's put our little bitty unwritten 10 down here, and let's do the same circular rewrite I did over here. So 10 to the first equals this stuff. 10 to the first equals this stuff. Now, if that had been anything other than 10 to the first, I would have gone ahead and multiplied it out. So if it would have been 10 squared, for example, we'd multiply that out, but no need since it's just 10 to the first power. So to solve this, let's just remember that way back on exam 1, we solved things that were fractions, and we did that by multiplying by the denominator. So let's multiply by x plus 2 here, and also x plus 2 over here on the left side. All right, so on the right side, these will cancel out entirely. And over here, let's distribute the 10. So I'll have 10x plus 20 and x plus 4 over on the right. All right, now let's continue solving. I'm going to subtract x to get the x's together first. So that will give me 9x plus 20 equals 4. And then I want to subtract my 20. And we get 9x equals negative 16. And then let's divide out. Now, we always have to check and make sure that this number right here does not make a negative behind the logarithm. And it has to be behind the logarithm. So the whole set of parentheses here is behind the logarithm. And negative 16/9 plus 4, if we put it into our calculator, I don't know what that is, but it's a positive number. And so that would be a positive behind the logarithm. That's okay. Same thing here, negative 16/9 is not as big as 2, so when I add it to the 2, it'll still be a positive behind the logarithm. This answer is perfectly okay. And so my answer is negative 16/9. So number 8 will be done exactly the same way, as will number 9. And then I think probably here, you're just having problems with that subtraction sign. So just like we did with this one, it's going to change into log of division. So you'll have x plus 16 on the top. And then the minus sign, that argument ends up on the bottom. And remember, this one we're not going to do the circular rewrite on because we have logarithms on both sides. And it doesn't matter what our logarithm is here because our second step now is to just drop the logs. So this becomes x plus 16 over 17 equals 7x plus 2. And then we solve from there. And of course, just like we did in the ones above, we're going to multiply by 17 just to get rid of the fraction, and we're going to solve that equation. And I think that will probably solve your problem because it looks like it's kind of the same thing. It's the subtraction, the logs that have subtraction that you're having difficulty with there. So hopefully that will help, but if not, let me know.